Do kids nowadays still read like the Grimm Brothers fairy tales or those weird folk tales that we grew up with? Like we had an old book growing up that had all of those weird, obscure folk tales. Like one about the water babies, like really freaked me out. But the one I cannot get over, still to this day, is Rumpelstiltskin. And I get that these fairy tales were written to like teach children lessons, but you'd think that they could come up with something that wasn't as frightening. So the shortened version of Rumpelstiltskin is that a poor miller lies to the king and tells him that his daughter can spin straw into gold. The king locks the daughter in a room in the castle and says, "Get to it," or and then a strange little man appears in the room and says that he will spin the straw into gold for her, but for a price. First it was her necklace, then it was her ring, and then he made her promise to give him her firstborn child. So Rumpelstiltskin spends all this gold for her and she becomes queen. And then she has her firstborn child. And Rumpelstiltskin comes a-knockin'. And she's begging him to not take her child, and he said, "Okay, fine, but you gotta guess my name." Because for some reason this entire time she's never asked this guy his name. And not really a guy. The pictures always show like this really short, creepy little thing with like a long nose, and he's all like, ugh. And of course she can't come up with his name, but then one day she follows him to the woods and was spying on him. And then of course like an idiot, he's dancing around the fire singing this song. "Tonight, tonight, my plans I make. Tomorrow, tomorrow, the baby I take. The queen will never win the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name." And then, of course, he goes back to collect the baby, and she says, "Oh, I know your name is Rumpelstiltskin." And he gets so mad that he stomps so hard that he bursts through the floor or rips himself in half, depending on which deranged version of the story you read. And I don't really know what kind of lesson it was supposed to be teaching me, but all I got from that story was if a strange little elf man shows up and tells you he can do something for you, just say no.